Seeing as both my influential teachers are not music educators, I thought it would be difficult to connect these perspectives. It was interesting to see how, even in different careers, music is an integral role in our everyday lives. First, my mother, Jean McMahon, is currently an elementary art and English teacher at Buchanan Public School in Scarborough, Ontario. My grandmother, Sandra McMahon, was also a teacher in Winnipeg, Manitoba for several years. Both teaching at different times, I thought it would be interesting to interview them both to see what their experiences were like. From the interviews, I could tell that they both had a love for teaching. The big difference between the two was that my grandmother attended normal school for 10 months in Winnipeg. She had to have 2 years of successful teaching as judged by a school inspector and get 6 credits from additional summer courses. And this was straight out of high school. My mother, on the other hand, attended university and teachers' college before beginning to teach. I chose to interview 5 people in a wide range of programs. Although all of them had a background in music, whether it be through school or as an extracurricular activity, they all connected on the same point that music is more of a hobby than a career choice.
Well, like my mom's a musician, so it's like I don't I think it's still a good career path, but like personally, I don't feel like I'm missing out by not being in it.
Okay.
Same. Also, I feel like I'm just more attracted to like the
Yeah.
sciences. I'm more like, I guess I'm less creative and more like mathematical stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I guess I don't really regret because I feel like I always enjoyed like listening to music more than actually creating it myself.
I always just like thought of it more as a hobby. Like I never considered it as like a career path or something to like actually study.
Why? Why do you think that is?
I don't know, like just like I don't know, just like for myself. I always just like thought of like a career path as like going into like academics or something. Like not really like arts. Also I'm a horrible artist, so like I can't do any of that stuff.
So, why do you think you chose not to go into music if it's like such a big part of your life?
It wasn't like a career thing. It was like more of a hobby. Like I didn't want it as I didn't want to do it as like a job. Like
Why?
because I just didn't.
Well, there's more
But
than that. Like, why do you think it wasn't like at the front of your head as like this is a good career choice?
Because I thought there was more opportunities doing something in science than there was in music. And
The biggest theme that emerged from both the teacher and student interviews is failure when teaching and performing in any sense, and not thinking you're good enough. There comes a point in everyone's career when they doubt their abilities, and when asking my grandmother about this is what she said. I asked my mother the same thing, and this is what she said. These themes also appeared in the non-music interviews, where everyone said they stopped playing because they weren't good enough and they lost their motivation. The difference is that in a career, you have to be able to adapt to whatever is thrown at you, and children have the choice to stop activities whenever they want. It was also expressed that the non-music students stopped playing because they weren't fans of the formal teaching style. Teachers have a large impact on students and their enjoyment of playing. If teachers don't cater lessons toward their students, they will ultimately lose interest. I've seen this with many of my friends who quit and now regret their decision. I brought up the question, how do you adapt to different learning styles, to both of my influential teachers, and this is what they said. As musicians, it can be difficult to understand why some people choose not to pursue something many people are so passionate about. It can also be easy to forget that not everyone has had the same experiences and positive outlook as most music majors do. These interviews were a great way to gain insight on different teaching and musical perspectives.